Hey there guys, Huzz here, bringing you another video, this time on Draven AD Carry. Now if you have been watching the live stream and stuff like that, you've noticed that I actually have been playing AD Carry a hell of a lot more. And this is basically because I might be swapping roles to AD Carry, potentially. Me and my team have decided we have stopped looking for a support, we're now looking for an AD Carry or a mid laner. If we find a mid laner, then I'll go AD carry. If we find an AD carry, I'll stay in mid lane. That's basically how it works. Now, this patch is, I think, 3.8, so it means the minions have, all the jungle creeps spawn at 155. It is a little bit of a change to get used to, especially if you've been playing the game for years. You know, you've been used to taking a camp or whatever for several months now. But yeah, I think the change was needed. It was too much an advantage for blue side bot lane. You know, they killed double golems and then immediately, you know, kill 2 to 3 minions, go into lane, and you're level 2. And it just snowballed the lane out of proportion. If they got first blood in that small amount of time between, you know, them being level 2 and their opponents being level 1, it was just an unfair advantage. So it should be balanced now. Like, I have seen a couple things like cheese happen, like my opponents in bot lane once stole our red buff, and that gave them advantage. But yeah, it's just general play now you have to get used to. But anyway, playing Draven this game with Janna. Now this is one of my favourite lanes to play. Draven is one of my favourite AD carries to play, although I haven't played much ranked with him recently, or even in this season. I've played, I think, one game of ranked and I went like 12-3-7 or something. So pretty good overall score, but I just don't really... I don't know. I'm not supposed the most confident AD carry right now. I'm getting there, but in solo queue, you know, I'd probably just stick to an Ezreal or a Caitlyn or something that's a bit more conventional. You know, well, saying that, I do play Twitch in solo queue, so that's not the most conventional pick either. Now, Patsy's decided to take the ballsy route going through the river, but I decided to take the, you know, the more conventional, a little bit safer route. So we're against a Lulu Caitlyn as a Draven Janna. This lane is a fairly even lane, I would say. Unfortunately, there's first blood already, and it's a Wukong. I think he waited in a bush or something for the Elise to come, and yeah. And he kind of one-shotted her probably with Ignite. Now, I will say this is a normal, but the quality of all normal games are still pretty high. You know, there'll be platinums in here and that type of thing. And as a little update of what rating I am, because obviously I want to do that a solo queue video eventually. That will explain, you know, what works for me, what didn't work for me, what do I notice, how to get up yellow, that type of thing, where I want to be diamond before I do that video, and right now I'm platinum 2, 25 points, and, you know, still rapidly increasing. So I should be diamond if all goes to plan within maybe a week or two, so expect to see that video in the near future. So as a Draven Janna, basically what you want to do, you want to just take the early damage a Draven does give. Like, as you can see, my damage is insane. I am getting poked somewhat also, but here we go. We're going in for the first blood fight. Bam, I pick up the kill onto the Caitlyn. Going for the fight. Now I'm tanking all minions. I run into the other bush, and bam, get a double kill. Perfect shield by Janna. Really well played by Tom. But I flash into the other bush to get the minion aggro off me, as you know, that they were doing predominantly most of the damage. So immediately I'm 2-0-0. Pretty good start by us, getting both the kills without any jungler presence is always good. You know, if you win your lane as a bot lane, you're doing something really well. If you know, you can still win your lane and have jungle pressure, but that, you know, that's taking resources from around the map, where if you can just do it yourself, then, you know, really well done. So we've just pushed the wave just to deny a bit of XP, and then we're going to base immediately. Going to pick up my Vamp Scepter and Boots. Also, I think 2 health potions, and yeah, that's perfect. So I'm fairly strong at this point already. You know, level 1 Draven is already pretty damn strong. Level 2 Draven is even stronger. But now with these items already at level 3, I'm pretty at a good situation right now. But something on solo queue, I will say, you know, I'm really enjoying my solo queue right now. I'm just having fun. There have been games that, you know, that's gone terrible. I've gone 0-6 on a Caitlyn. I've done badly on a Volibear, but I've done good on Volibear. I've done good on Caitlyn. You know, you get games that you do bad in, you get games that you do good in. One thing I always think about, you know, every single game you win, there's players on the internet against you. If you've owned them, they're going through the exact thought process you are when you do bad. You know, oh, I've done bad this game, but next game I should do better, that type of thing. So it happens to everybody, and as soon as you accept that, if you're someone that doesn't play a whole lot of solo queue, and you expect to do good every game, you know, don't go in there solo queue and think, okay, I'm going to own my lane and I'm going to win this game every single game. Go in the attitude, yeah, I want to win this game, but don't go into the attitude of I must win this game and I'm going to. Because if you don't, you're going to get disappointed. Fiddle ganking from the back, going onto the Lulu, I believe, and bam, Fiddle does pick that up with his Drain. It's not terrible for the jungler to get some kills, I'm already quite ahead, so it's not, a huge issue that I didn't get it. Using my Vamp Scepter just to get myself full health, as I did take quite a bit of damage from that, I think Lulu, mainly. Now the Lulu, I believe, was Diamond 1 or thereabouts, pretty damn high. And you can kind of tell, I believe, a difference between the Caitlyn and the Lulu. The Lulu's trying to make plays. She's doing the poking, where Caitlyn really should be poking the enemy, especially a Draven. My attack range is not, well, it's not significantly less, but it is less. If I've got my Q spinning, I will be able to hit her if she doesn't position herself right when she's poking me. So right now we're just basically just not pushing the wave because we want to deny them as much as we can, but we're just keeping them at a safe distance. We're like, okay, if you come over here, we'll probably just engage on you and you'll die. Janna's just going to go over and ward, I think, the river right there, and yep, just continue to farm. Lulu's in that bush. I was going to E, but I decided against it as Janna did back out at that point in time. Now, many people don't rate Janna in solo queue or even, rank 5v5s. Now, I think she's one of the best supports in the game. If you're thinking about peel late game, no one offers better peel than a Janna. If you was watching LCS last night, you would have seen that amazing Chouster play where he threw the cannon back over the Wraith wall. It was absolutely amazing. And the only other support really can do that is Alistar, and it's a lot harder to do on Alistar because obviously Janna's is AoE pushback, where Alistar's is only single target. So I love Janna. She gives you an attack damage buff with the shield, as well as giving you a shield, don't forget. So that poke, as you can see, I'm poking them with the shield, extra AD, 133 AD right on now, and then goes down to 101. So it gives me 32 AD when the shield is up. Obviously, it only gives you AD now when the shield is on you. It used to give you, the amount of AD of the duration of the shield would have been, even if it get knocked off. But, it does go now if the shield gets destroyed, which I think is a good change. It was a bit too strong before. So Fiddle's actually going to go do Dragon. And the thing with the Fiddle jungle now, you can actually start a Doran's Ring, and 2 health potions, or a ward if you're that confident. And he's a really good pressure early on Dragon. Now, Jace is dead, but we are going to get Dragon for this. So it's an even trade. Now, they have a Rengar jungle, Wukong top, Brand mid, and then obviously the Caitlyn and Lulu bot lane. It's a fairly unique team, I will say. Rengar jungle, you don't see him a lot. I love to play him top. Thing with Rengar, you need to play him quite a lot to actually get used to him and actually be good at him, I find. Where I used to play quite a lot of him, and I, at one point, was winning lane. Now, bam, you would have seen Rengar there. Don't know what he was doing, giving us vision. Now, we don't have vision, so if he didn't do that, I would have probably ran and pushed and got ganked. But now I know Rengar's actually there. I'm going to just play a bit more passive, waste his time. We don't know when he's going to disappear, though. That's the only problem. So he might be gone right now, and we're still playing passively. So a lot of people say, what is the best role to get up in ELO in solo queue? I will quickly say, this will be covered in the solo queue video eventually when I'm diamond. But I am playing AD carry more often now in solo queue. But I will say I'm with a duo partner. And with a duo partner who is a support, it's a lot different than a randomer in solo queue. It is better the higher ELO you go. I will say that because I have played AD carry by myself before. Without a pre-made, and it's fine. If you get a competent support, the only thing missing is the slight communication, so you might get a slight delay of reaction of when to go in, etc. But overall, the higher low you go, people are better at the roles, and if you get someone that main support, it's going to be fine. Now, I think there's a bit of an argument in chat as the Wukong did a ciao, which means goodbye in Italian, I believe, at level 1 when Wukong cheesed in the bush and just killed her. I think he's complaining that the Elise has actually gone and won the lane, and since he got the first blood, now he's complaining that Elise is too good in 1v1s, where actually probably that lane of Wukong would probably win if he was, really playing really well. Using his stealth, really good, dodge the Q poke, dodge the spider, that type of thing. You should win that lane as a Wukong if you play it well. So I think it's just a bit of, I think he's just a bit annoyed that he's gone and lost the lane since he got the first blood. If you get first blood, never say ciao or goodbye. Say it on comms, say it to yourself in your head, but don't get to the enemy because if they get back at you, you're going to get really annoyed. And, you don't want to get annoyed. Do everything you can not to get annoyed in League of Legends. Excuse the tab out. Obviously, having the second screen now enables me to keep, everything on one screen for League of Legends. You just might see the occasional tab out at the bottom there. Which means I might be looking at chat or I might be doing certain things. Obviously, I am streaming at www.twitch.tv/HuzzyGames. Remember to follow, and I stream pretty much every single day, ranked solo queue or duo queue. Normals, even with, our normals are high quality, and eventually, when our top laner Eben's hard drive is fixed, we'll be getting back into trialing people for the team. Unfortunately, his hard drive has broken, so that's put a little bit of a delay on things. Now I based and I got myself a BF sword, nearly get into that Bloodthirster. Now Bloodthirster is really good on ADs, that their AD scaling is amazing, and obviously Draven is one of these champions. His attack speed scaling isn't great, as obviously he's kind of a spellcaster more or less with his Q. Coming in to gank here, Lulu's going to blow up I believe, and bam. Gals gets it again. Now, I don't know what Caitlyn's doing. She's kind of trying to trade with me. And then, boom, a Rengar appears. It's like, oh, hello, where did you come from? He must have ulted. But really random. He doesn't do anything with it. And I don't know. He just appears and eats me. Which, obviously, when he's at full ferocity, is the stealth. Now, here's one thing that confuses the hell out of me. He's coming in. And I flashed to get the hit. And he died. So I don't know what he was doing there. Maybe he didn't know how strong I was, or I don't really know. Going for the kill on the Caitlyn, this is a good situation for us. Flash from the Janna, good knock up, and my E and one more attack. So really well played. Get another kill right now in 402. 2 assists being from the fiddle ganks, and the rest being more or less from just our lane. Elise kills Wukong again. And it's a trade. Maybe she tower dove. It looked like that on the minimap. So right now I can base and go get my BF sword, which would be great. I'm just going to keep pushing the wave. Just keeping it to their tower and just farming up will always benefit. If you can, just stay for that extra little bit of CS. Or extra little bit of XP. Now this XP, as you can see under the tower, is actually getting denied to the Caitlyn. The Lulu's picking it up, but obviously it's not as great as having it on your AD carry. So right now, bam, got my BF sword. Not BF sword, I got my Bloodthirster, so right now I'm pretty damn strong. Pick up a long sword, which I think's going into Last Whisper, as they might start building armor against me, as I am starting to get fed, so I expect them, to start building Randuins or a Locket, that type of thing. Now, Draven is one of my favourite AD carries to play simply because, he's really hard to deal with in the enemy. If you play a really good Draven, there's not much you can do. You've got a Caitlyn here who's known as one of the best champions or best AD carries to play if you're not confident in lane. You can sit back, relax, and just farm, and you should have free farm. Where Draven stops that happening, With the speed steroid, with the W and the Qs, I can just get to her. If she's standing still, like bam, she's trying to poke me, and yeah, that's one Q already. Obviously I am fed at this situation, but earlier on she was trying to auto attack me and I could just get to her with a speed steroid. Now here's a situation that slight tunnel vision by myself and Caitlyn. Bam, there's 4 people around me, so so I'm just gonna, I think I use my ult to deter most of them, and bam, yeah, it deters most of them. And this is a 4-on-2 situation if they were to come in, but Jace is above us. He does hit that Q, so if I got one auto attack in with my axe, that might have killed her. And so close. But that is one thing that Caitlyn can do. Now, Brand is still around, so he's been waiting around quite a long time. which I don't really agree with. Don't wait a whole lot of time if you don't think you're going to kill them. And, you know, they're not even going to deter me. I've got a lot of lifesteal right now, so I can regen really quickly of any damage they do to me. I think we might just go for this tower, getting that global gold in. You know, we've won the lane, so we're just going to probably start pushing, you know, even more. Now, the dragon, I think's up, so I think we might head over there and go get that, because even we don't have the smite with us, we're still stronger. If the Rengar comes, I'll just turn and kill him. But yeah, I would say strongest solo queue champions down bot lane right now. Obviously, you do have Caitlyn Ezreal that are your safest AD carries to play, that most people play. You know, in my experience, most people main Ezreal if they main AD carry in solo queue. The people I've come across that are Diamond and High Platinum. Where, you know, you see Draven, and when you when you see a Draven, he normally does really well. That's the thing. Because if you see a Draven, the Draven is pretty damn confident to play that champion in solo queue, as he is really high risk. If you don't do well on Draven, you know, you're not going to do great, as he is quite item, you know, dependent, and he wants to get ahead of, you know, their opponent. Now, the thing with a Draven, if you go even in lane with a Draven, or you beat a Draven down, that Draven's done awful. A Draven's job in lane is to win that lane really easily. Now I picked up that little bit of crit. I don't know why I didn't, pick up the bigger crit cloak, but I pick up that, and then that will eventually build into a zeal. Crit is a pretty good stat on a Draven, I will admit, as it makes his Q's chunk even more, just in case it does crit or his auto attacks in between them. But yeah, crit is a pretty darn good item. Now I do pick PD, I think, over Static Shiv. Obviously, everybody will say it's a personal preference which one you use. Personally, I prefer the PD, as it gives you, you know, unit collisions gone, and yeah, I just prefer the item over Static Shiv, because it just gives you just general more presence. You know, the Static Shiv damage is nice, yeah, if you want to just push the wave up even more, but right now I'm one-shotting the minions, so I don't need the extra push, you know, factor. If I pressed Q again, I'll have double axes, and yeah, it'll be fine. So in mid lane, I think most of the opponents actually have groups, so I'm going to head over there now. My bot lane should be starting to push. Now, skin-wise on Draven, a lot of people ask what, you know, when I'm streaming, what's my favourite skins, that type of thing. Soul Reaver is nice. It is obviously a 1350 skin now. I bought the bundle when Draven come out. I've just recently bought the Aatrox bundle as well, so expect maybe to see an Aatrox gameplay relatively soon. But I really like Bandit or Gladiator, but my friends are kind of off-putting me, unfortunately. But yeah, I do like this skin, don't get me wrong. Now, a lot of people have, if you've seen the PBE notes, which is the public beta. Oh wait, I'll just quickly pause. Bam, and apparently I don't even look, but she's so close to death, it's unreal, apparently. Now, from memory, I think I do a pretty big play, which I might make a small clip on, maybe. Upcoming soon. So here we go, I think. Going to do as much damage to the Brand, and he should be dead. And there should be a Rengar and a Wukong. So there's Brand dead. There's a flash by someone. Now, you know, Janna's shouting at me, why aren't I close? Going to keep hitting them. Good Monsoon, and triple kill. Pretty good play by myself. I was pretty damn happy with that. So I might make a small clip of that and just put it on YouTube as a little extra bonus clip. As you know, you see them occasionally on LOL Reddit. Maybe I'll post it on there. So now I've got 2100 gold. Gonna base and pick up my Last Whisper. Finish that off. Bam, and finish the Zeal. Now the Rengar does say GG well played, and obviously that is basically me 3v1ing, kind of, until the Monsoon comes in, which is really great. That shield from Janna was really good, and I think a Fiddle Fear may have come in. But as you can see, my damage was insane. I do like 3 auto attacks or something on the Brand, and my dot finishes him off. So overall, so far, pretty damn good game by myself. This is giving me confidence to start playing Draven in solo queue, as my Draven, I will say, is probably one of my best AD carries when I'm in the mood and when I'm, like, you know, really wanting to play. Going again for a brand kill, and he just gets destroyed. Like, that was one or two auto attacks from me, but then the Jace finished him off. I probably would have finished him off with the next auto attack, but the Jace takes the kill, which I'm fine with. You know, I'm fed enough right now. And there's the surrender vote. So overall, pretty good game by myself. So thanks for watching. Expect more commentaries soon, and keep playing League of Legends.